gaze upon this fine country of ours while you can, gentlemen. It's gonna be your last decent view for a long while. Nicholas Mendoza.
Instead of addressing the inmates at the beginning of the ride, this cop apparently stayed quiet until halfway through.
Just check the bodies. See if we can figure out what the hell they were.
Perhaps the answer lies in the pile of cocaine.
Bingo.
They're not going to call CSI? No rubber gloves or backup? No calling it in? They're just going to leave their fingerprints all over the scene? Okay. They managed to get out of the building into their car in the few seconds it most likely took for this to speed away. Either this is a problem with narrative time, or those cops are Superman fast. She just stands there as Nick opens the gate, apparently not even considering that there may be enemy blokes with guns on the other side.
Kai!
We're totally rooting for Kai, but how the hell did he miss from point-blank range?
Give it the boot, Mendoza.
Do we have a warrant? Are we going to wait longer than 10 seconds before kicking down his door?
I heard you took down Tyson Latchford.
Well-trained and apparently psychologically stable cops decide to direct her gun at an unarmed bloke because he mentions a contentious part of her past. Luckily, the insignificant extra is the only one who gets killed in this crossfire.
Detective!
You take it.
We can't help but wonder where Nick put the bag.
Lot of gators out here.
Yeah, I wouldn't sweat it. They're more afraid of us than we are of them.
Cue Gator jump scare scene. Nick does what Steve Irwin became famous for and fights off a fully grown crocodile. Unlike Steve Irwin, he isn't killed by a stingray. Now that I say it out loud, I can't see how that's relevant, seeing as there are no stingrays in Florida, except at the zoo, or whatever. In the world of Battlefield, alligators can be killed by a knife to the snout. Guess they thought, I know this is out of our jurisdiction, so let's leave our fingerprints all over this place.
So when did he find out you were a cop?
When I found out he was a cocaine broker. Look, believe it or not, he's not a bad guy.
Denial is a 6-letter word, and 6 minus 2 is 4, which is a 4-letter word.
Now I see why.
Excellent idea, Nick. Dropping the dirty bills with your fingerprints on them at the scene of the crime.
Okay, bet I can figure out this code.
There are 24 different possible combinations. Luckily, Nick picks the correct one on his first try.
What'd you find?
Nelson Stoddard, on tape. Now when we go to IA, it's not our word against his.
They don't go to IA immediately because the script says they should do a bunch of other shit first. And the 2015 award for the shittiest rendered headlamp goes to the makers of Battlefield Hardline!
Hey, McGough. Give it a rest.
You stay out of it, Mendoza.
You're welcome.
Good evening, Detective.
This would have been far more interesting as the opening scene. Already we've learned that the main character is a cop, and he seems like a good one. We're introduced to Tap and his boss. Then the main character blacks out, and we cut to flashback. It would have been perfect!
We got the guy. Move to capture. Visual on suspect.
Because we've made it to the next checkpoint, the blokes who are hot on our tail suddenly forget where we are.
Is anyone still inside?
Can you do that without f***ing it up?
They're out.
Luckily for the plot, everybody leaves right when we decide to break in.
The safest place for you is inside this trunk.
What? No way, Kimosabi. I'm coming with.
Nick doesn't even consider that they might return to crush Boomer whilst he's away. Check whiz Boomer's laptop is at least 10 years old. We interrupt Battlefield Hardline to bring you Grand Theft Auto 5.
Let's go put this Mr. Kang out of business.
Sure, why not? It's been a pretty quiet day so far.
While this is meant to be nothing more than a joke, there is something to it. They're tired. It would be much more sensible to strike another day. It seems that a cop would think this way. But the script told them to put Mr. Kang out of business, damn it, so that's what he's gonna do. Shouldn't we wait more than 15 seconds after the guard leaves to open the door?
All seen pronto.
Instead of finding out where the shell came from, they gather around it like idiots. Or birds, or bird idiots.
What do you guys even need a safe cracking robot for anyway?
Asking stupid obvious questions. Betraying us. Thanks for setting the feminist cause back 25 years, Dune.
Yep, my leg's broken.
After announcing that her leg is broken, Dune gets up and walks around without any apparent difficulty. It's only fractured, you shout to yourself quietly. Then why does she say it's broken?
Those guys that ambushed us, they're coming. You remember this thing?
They haven't yet cut off her tracking device because the script called for another gratuitous massive standoff. Barrages of bullets apparently do not harm this game's main characters ever. I don't care what difficulty you're playing on, you shouldn't be able to walk into a barrage of bullets without dying. Upon entering, the two gunmen don't shoot immediately. They're supposed to keep them alive, you shout to yourself loudly this time. Then why do they enter at all?
What, you thought you could hide from me, Mendoza? I taught you everything you know.
Fortunately for the plot, Nick's gun only gets jammed when it's necessary for the plot. And the 2015 awards for the shittiest rendered cityscape go to the makers of Battlefield Hardline. They get that elevator open way too easily.
Get back!
That is the laziest C4 I've ever seen.
He's alive. Black Vest saved him.
What about head trauma? There'd certainly be massive head trauma. There wasn't anything to protect his head. I'm calling quadruple bullshit on this. Hardline just took it way too far, like I just did.
You see, I think you finally figured out who you really are. You're just like me.
The bad guy says, "You're just like me," cliche.
They were gonna put you in a car crusher?
You know that whole criminal psychopath thing? These dudes method act that shit, man.
Thank you for watching today's video. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, like, comment. Follow us on Twitter, so that way we can let you know when we're coming out with a new video. Like us on Facebook and Google+. Also, if you haven't already, check out my book. It's called Great New World. It is a great book. No, I may be biased, but you can get it on Amazon. There's a link in the annotation card and in the comments. Have a great day.